Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang. 2 hours late. I was in the ER for a long waiting period because I was triaged for a little nosebleed. So, um, I wanted to read to you today. We're here on morning number 1763 for morsels of a thought of wisdom, because knowing the right thing to do is wisdom, and actually doing it is called virtue. So, what I want to do is start off in the beginning of the introduction of the Rules Handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships by Fein and Sherrie Schneider. Introduction. Similar to our other 5 books, the Rules Handbook was born of necessity. Many of our clients who applied our original rules formula to finding their lifelong partner shared their frustrations with dealing with other people in their lives, such as family, friends, romantic or marriage partners, co-workers, bosses, clients, neighbors, and acquaintances. They wanted a similar strategy to, quote, win, end quote, over or succeed with other people. Win over or succeed with other people. We quickly realized that they could apply the rules not only to their romantic partners and husbands, but to everyone in order to communicate more effectively, get along with them, and avoid getting hurt. Now, this is interesting. I find it very interesting because when people were talking about the rules on the rules telephone support group call that was organized by Edna McIntosh, and she's in New York. Edna McIntosh. She has met the authors more than one time, I know, and she is in New York City with the authors as well. Uh, we were discovering that we were different kinds of people after we started to do the rules. We had higher self esteem, we had stronger boundaries. And so, what we found is that those of us with certain boundary issues had a little bit of a harder time doing the rules. But once we started applying the rules to the dating, then the boundaries became stronger in other areas of our lives as well. So the wisdom of the rules expanded onto other areas of our lives. Even, I think, even mothers with children have had the same effect. They've said, okay, if you're not going to do what I say, then I won't say that more than one time. I'll just keep showing you what you get if you don't do what I say. And in a very happy, nice way, they would um, define boundaries and define expectations much more clearly. So that's what the authors are saying here. The rules not only quickly realized, the authors say, we quickly realized that the women could apply the rules not only to their romantic partners and husbands, but to everyone in order to communicate more effectively, get along with them, and avoid getting hurt. How the rules all started. During the Wild West of dating in the early 1990s, Ellen and Sherrie met in New York City and became BFFs, best female friend, I think. Best friend forever. I think that is it. Best friend forever. BFF, with a mutual interest in men, diet, and exercise, much like the women in Sex and the City before the television show ever existed. Sherrie shared with Ellen how she was struggling to find her dream husband. Ellen, who was married, offered some advice she had learned from a popular girl in high school. Thanks to this original set of dating instructions that would become the rules, Sherrie got engaged, and all their friends called them night and day for dating advice. They decided to write all the rules down to help their friends and friends of friends, and so that there would be no confusion as to how to properly and precisely catch Mr. Right. Shortly thereafter, the rules book was published in 1995, and they were invited to appear on a British TV talk show. On their way back to New York at Heathrow Airport in London, they couldn't help but notice that every British tabloid had the rules on its cover. British TV anchor Julia Carling had sent Princess Diana a copy of the rules book for her birthday on July 1st, 1996, and circled the chapter Don't Date a Married Man, as it was alleged the princess was involved with her rugby player husband Will. The story appeared on page 6 of the New York Post, igniting worldwide curiosity about the rules. The book became a bestseller, and Oprah and every media outlet called, thus beginning their long and passionate journey teaching millions of women around the world how the rules really work. Over the last 25 years, Ellen and Sherrie have discovered the rules not only work for romantic relationships, but for others. If you suffer when a significant other rejects or disappoints you, or when a family member, friend, coworker, or boss doesn't acknowledge, appreciate, or give you as much as you give them, then this book is for you. If you obsess about every relationship, such as, I can't believe I took her out to an expensive dinner for her birthday and she only bought me drinks for mine, or are paranoid that your coworker is sabotaging you, she showed my boss something I wrote on Facebook to get me fired, or think your in laws hate you, they always meddle in our marriage. This book is for you. So, we are reading the Rules Handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships by Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider. Okay, we are borrowing wisdom from people because knowing the right things to do for ourselves and for other people is wisdom. Doing it is virtue. We start off bringing virtue into the world with morsels of a thought of wisdom every morning. Morsels of a thought. If, now the authors say, if you feel that your young or adult children are disrespecting you and are ungrateful after all I've done for them, then this book is for you. If you feel that your clients or customers are always taking advantage of you, they never pay on time, haggle over prices, and expect constant discounts and freebies, then this book is for you. And like the original rules book, if you are looking for a committed love relationship or marriage, I can't find anyone out there to date who has the same goals as me, then this book is for you also. The Rules Handbook is for anyone who wants to become more empowered and set clear boundaries so they no longer have to suffer from other people's behaviors or the way they treat or mistreat you. When you study the Rules Handbook, weekly pep talk, and daily lessons, you will save time, feel confident and less confused, reduce your therapy bills, attract better friends, find peace, prosperity, and success, and get rid of self pity, sadness, and bitterness. While other books and coaches tell you to confront people and talk back to your husband, adult children, boss, coworkers, and clients, or advise you to tell off and yell at your family members or even strangers, don't bother, to fight for your rights, to push and prod and force conversations at home and at work, and to be a badass, we are different and believe the opposite is much more effective. We advise you to gracefully pull back, not overreact, and be forward thinking, which is taught in more detail in the following 6 courses. We understand that modern day women, whether whether 22 years old and graduating from college, in their 30s and getting a promotion, or 40s and getting a divorce, feel that something is missing if they don't have a man as fulfilling as their career, children, grandchildren, girlfriends, charity work, and hobbies are. It's not quite the same as sharing your life with a romantic partner. If you're reading this book, you've probably been hurt or discouraged or disappointed and are looking for a pain-free relationship plan with the right man. We sincerely believe the Rules Handbook can guide you through all the stages of your love life. If you've had a successful career, bought your own condo, or thrived in every other area of your life, you may find playing hard to get and being a team player with your partner hard to swallow and even harder to integrate into a new way of dating. But it's easier than you think when you use the Rules Handbook as your guide on a daily basis. You can also use support groups. There are Facebook pages for rules girls to join, dating coaches, either of us or one of many women we have trained and certified in the rules, as well as finding encouragement, helpful hints, and success stories on our Facebook and Instagram pages. The Rules Handbook will guide you on how to attract the right people into your life and prevent or minimize getting unnecessarily hurt or offended. By following our simple rules, you will avoid relationships with people who don't truly like, love, or appreciate you. You will learn to focus on your own life, be happy and busy, and nurture your higher self that sees the truth and blessings in everything and everyone, as opposed to your lower self that becomes hurt, offended, or seeks revenge. We believe that only you have the power to change yourself, and you were never given a magic wand to change anyone else. In Course 1, we share the importance of becoming the best version of yourself by choosing to empower the inner and outer parts of yourself with your higher self. In Course 2, you will learn what to do when someone offends you and how it's best to step back and wait 24 hours to respond. In Course 3, you now choose to take time away to examine the errors in your thinking and behavior that may have caused the problem in the first place. In Course 4, you will discover how to actively seek love or approval from only others who truly love you when you are honest, mysterious, and set firm boundaries. And in Course 5, you will see how to empower your marriage or accept that you can't change another person who is complicated, difficult, or even toxic, and that you need to tread lightly, keep your distance, or let them go. When you follow the Rules Handbook, you are too happy and busy with your own life to speak to others first, get offended, or give unsolicited advice or criticism. You are too spiritually fulfilled to care if they criticize or slight you. You are like Teflon. You no longer care too much about what others say or think because excuse me while I yawn. I just came out of the emergency room, so I'm just so tired. Ay, ay, ay. Back to the authors. You no longer care too much about what the author, excuse me, sorry. You no longer care too much about what others say or think because you know that it is your lower self abandoning yourself. You will now value only what you think about yourself and not care about other people's opinions of you or their comments in person or on social media. If someone is disrespectful or does not value you, you will Now drop them quickly and move on. Next. Now I want to say a word about oh let me one last paragraph. We are confident that if you read and follow our advice daily, the Rules Handbook offers you a tried and tested formula through which all your hard work is sure to result in your creating and maintaining more loving and long lasting relationships and marriage. We are not licensed to practice psychology, and the rules are not intended to replace psychological counseling. It is simply a dating philosophy based on our own experiences and those of thousands of women who have contacted and worked for us. Now, a word I would like to add about my social media shows is that I am expanding onto Instagram and YouTube, and my Facebook pages will still show the reels, but since Facebook has also been deleting things after 30 days, I'm going to go primarily to YouTube and to Instagram. And so I will also be asking everybody to subscribe to me on Substack, Substack. It looks like a little orange upside down. No, wait. It looks like a filled in W. That's what it looks like. And I'd like to get at least 10 subscribers on Substack so that I can start to broadcast live over there, as well as on the YouTube channel that I've been broadcasting on, which is at Ying Orange 99, at Ying Orange 99, at Ying Orange numeral 9, numeral 9. Now, I am Yin Yang. This show is called Morsels of a Thought, M-O-A-T, M-O-A-T, Morsels of a Thought, M-O-A-T, M-O-A-T. And please come and subscribe to me on YouTube. I will be showing on YouTube every day live, which I have been doing for many hundreds of shows, but I started out on Facebook. And what I am told is that there is TikTok. I do understand TikTok has short shows. I am not on TikTok. The reason I'm not on TikTok is that I know that it is a company run by the communist Chinese, and I don't need communist Chinese government officials breathing down my back. I do not need to have my information shared over to a communist country that I no longer live in. I have lived there for a few months before, so maybe they already have everything on me, but I don't want to give them more. So I'm not on TikTok myself. I am on Instagram, and I think by default I'm on Threads as well. I'm learning how to use Instagram, so please bear with me. I haven't put anything on Instagram for a little while, a long time, about 2 weeks now, because I wound up with, as you know, quite a few things happening. A leak, flooding in my apartment, and a concussion, and a couple of other things that got me preoccupied. So my show has been running daily on YouTube for sure. It has been running on two of my Facebook profiles as well. I'm on Yin Yang on Facebook, Yin Yang, Ying dot Yang dot, get this, 753531. All the odd numbers coming, descending from seven, but not all the way. 753, and then repeat, 531. 753 531. 753 531. So that's wait, did I do it this way or that way? This way or that way? Anyway, so what I want to do is show you now parts of this book, such as the weekly pep talk for course numbers one. I will actually read you a little bit of something else here. We're reading a little bit of of course, well, I'm not sure what else to say right now. My show is very short today because I started out at 3 a.m. and I wound up at the emergency department only because I had a slight nosebleed, and we kind of figured out that it was because of the flooding. There are these large industrial sized washing machine sized dehumidifiers and high powered fans in my apartment. So I have three gigantic industrial sized pieces of equipment blowing hot air all around. Not blowing hot air, but just the air is hot because the machines got hot, and it's dry in here. The air is dry in here. So there's also some mold in the air. So because of all that, I blew my nose and suddenly, blood gushed out. And I said, oh, well, this was one of the symptoms that appears to have shown up on my list for things to look out for from the little concussion that I had. Now, the concussion was if you take a shelf and make it this big and this angled, and you bang your head on the corner of that shelf really hard, it'll hurt. And don't do that. Fortunately, I've talked to my local property manager, and they have addressed the issue, and they have plans to remove that freaking shelf so that no more people will hurt themselves. It was up there in 2014, and so it's been 11 years at least that it's been there. I know that that laundry room used to be an apartment. It used to be an apartment, and they converted it into a laundry room. And what they did was they installed a single shelf on the wall that is pretty much exactly this same size, longer by a bit, like about 4 feet long, 4 or 5 feet long, and then about 1 foot wide. And it protrudes way out over everything. And there's one machine that's under it. So everybody bumps their head on that thing, and nobody has said anything before today. I finally said something. Like I said something pretty loud and clear. First I said, "Ow, shit," and then I communicated um, the details to the people that manage the building, and they are all for taking that shelf down because nobody ever put anything on it. It was probably originally intended to have machines under it, but the machines turned out not to be under it. So there we are. Okay, so good to see you. Thank you for coming. I will see you tomorrow as well. Thank you, John Clark, for the positive vibes sent. And thank you, Colleen Dracos. And thank you, Gina Putov. And hello, good morning, AC Rusita, Liz Rose Cantara, Thelma Pacheco, and all the people that come to see me. Good morning, Greg Reed. Good morning. Oh goodness, Brody Miller. Good morning to everybody that likes to watch my shows. Even though I myself am not very wise, I am wise enough to go and borrow wisdom from other people and make sure that you hear morsels of Tom Crips. Yes. Thank you. I finally, this is the first comment I have seen in months on this thing because they finally changed the layout of StreamYard. Tom Craps! I was thinking about you, Tom Craps, day before yesterday. I was going, oh, I wonder how he's doing. Shoot, And I was like, yeah, I think of John Clark. And that's the only man's name I remember because he's seen every single one of my 1,763 episodes now. Every single one. So that's a hard record to beat. Okay, so I will talk to you again later. Take care. Bye. Old Kinderhook.